this is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢 Mosley, and you're rocking with Lady Chann. It's a Buddhism.
Hey guys, well. The prediction is in the Buddhism. It's a tired Buddhism. Sleep hasn't been in the Buddhism. Sleep has left the Buddhism. Anyway, I know you're not here to hear me rant about just feeling tired. So we have the mega card of the weekend. I will be going live on Saturday. And obviously headlined by Anthony Yarde, Benavidez versus Yarde. We've got Bam Rodriguez versus Puma. We have Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. There's one more. But I can't remember. My memory is failing. Is it? I think maybe 𝐸SUCK may be on that card, but I'm not sure. So I'm here just to give you the rundown of who I think is going to win out of Norman and Devin Haney, the Dream Haney. Well, some people are going back and forth on their picks, and I get it. I got it because, to be honest, this is could be seen as a 50-50 fight due to Devin Haney moving up to 147. This will be Devin's. Well, Devin started at 130 or 135. So this would be technically maybe his fourth division. He's already a multi-division champ at 135, undisputed, and then moved up to 140 as champ there, and taking that WBC belt. I think that was Regis Prograis, the two-time WBC champ himself, Regis Prograis, at 140. And then we see Devin move up now in his debut at 147, the welterweight division. So, basically, this fight style, we saw Norman, who is a hard hitter. But just in my opinion, just because you can hit hard doesn't mean that you also automatically by default win the fight. I mean, he scored that salacious knockout. Is it 𝐮𝐸𝐫𝐽? Let me check his name. 𝐮𝐸𝐫𝐽 Sasaki. Yep, and he scored an hellacious KO till the guy just lost 6 weeks of memory. If that doesn't show you how dangerous boxing is, let alone when people want to mix in PEDs with it, it's just I hate fighters that take PEDs because the sport is already enough very, very dangerous. Fighters don't sign up to enhance the rate that they may actually pass away in a ring or after a fight. They know what they sign up for on what is supposed to be even playing field. But anyway, 𝐮𝐸𝐫𝐽 Sasaki at best, if he was in the UK, area title geezer. Area title. Not even English level. Area. Whatever area your area has to leave the Buddhism. It was a terrible Buddhism. There's no skills in the Buddhism. It's a skillless Buddhism. So basically, you take that how you may to score a knockout against Brian Norman. He's got amateur background. And then you pair it up with an area title geezer that, to me, wouldn't even probably win an area title. Do you know what I mean? I take it as great highlight reel knockout, but that's all I took it for. Brian Norman Jr. likes to fight hard, slug. Go look at the Santillan fight. They're in the pocket, slugging. And I just didn't really see that, Brian Norman Jr. is not fleet of foot. Yeah, he's got power. His head wasn't moving off the line. I mean, there wasn't any whistles and bows with his fight style of what I've seen. And then you're going to pair that up with Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, fleet of foot. We see him run. Yeah, we did with Jose Ramirez. But in general, Devin's not a runner. Devin will, at his own detriment, try and please the fans at most points and do things that he shouldn't really do, like fight in the pocket. And that's exactly what Brian Norman is going to want him to do. So if I was Devin, I wouldn't engage. But sometimes you can fight so close in the pocket that you guys are literally, like in this Ante-Yan fight, they're near enough, like, shots are just, you can smother your opponent's shots, you can smother your own shots as well. So if Devin wants to entertain pocket stuff, get Brian Norman Jr. on them ropes and try slug if you want. I don't know, I don't think you're going to have the power at 147. He looks very good, but it's still, I can still see the face and the cheek. It's still a bit gaunt in Devin's face at 147. Look, I've seen Devin in real life as well. Big lad, 170 walk around. 170 walk around, that is for sure. And Brian Norman looks like he's a big lad. He looks big at the weight anyway. So he probably walks around 175 himself, So, yeah. So with that fight style that Norman Jr. possesses, I don't think he's experienced enough to be able to cut off a ring masterfully. And he doesn't have the fleet of footwork. He has good punch and shot selection, for sure. But everything he's trying to hit with bad intentions. And I feel that his engine, I'm not sure how far the engine goes, because this Ante-Yan fight, by round 4 and 5, those two guys were leaning on each other. They were knackered. For that to go all the way until he scored that, so he knocked him down twice. I think the last one was in the final round, 11th or the 12th round. I'm just not sure that that Brian Norman Jr. can do the same thing to Devin Haney. Now, if he catches Devin Haney clean with a full power, full velocity, turns into that hook, or maybe he may throw an overhand. But if he hits him with a salacious hook followed by a nice uppercut, yeah, you may see Devin Haney leave the building. But there's a saying, you can't hit what's not there. And in my opinion, I don't think Devin is going to be there. Devin is way quicker than Brian Norman Jr. And I'm not like a Devin Haney like fan like that. I'm literally, just as I always, just on a pure analytical basis of what my eye sees. And Devin, although economical with the punches, straight punches, 1-2s, he's not a hooker. I know, they always say, oh, look what we're coming to do, him and his dad, Bill Haney, we're coming to score. I'm not listening to all of that, because I got carried away in that, probably for the Jose Ramirez when they had Shane Mosley training them, and you just did the exact difference opposite than what Shane was showing them to do and what they was doing in camp. Devin's always trying to prove that he's got power, but we all know it's lack thereof. I think the last time he scored a knockout was 2019. So that's 6 going on 7 years. I'm not going to be led down that garden path to think that you're going to knock out Brian Norman Jr. Devin, with his straight economical shots and movement, fleet of foot, he's got a good punch selection when he wants to. He'll jab to the body, jab upstairs, give you a good 1-2. But like I said, Devin's not like some massive power punching hooker, that's going to go with salacious. I recall like he's going to do some body shots, but uppercuts, he may need to implement them for Brian Norman Jr. You're going to have to switch up the shot selection, is what I'm saying, to not make this a boring ass fight. It's got potential to be fight of the year contender for sure. So, based on everything that I said, because Devin likes to box at range as well. Like I said, he'll do outside. He can box on the back foot. He will meet you at times in the middle for sure. And he'll dip and he'll slip shots as well. So I'm just not confident that Brian Norman Jr. can just totally annihilate Devin the Dream Haney. I'm just not there. So my prediction is, and I've always had this prediction since the fight was announced, I would have Devin Haney beating Brian Norman Jr. comfortably in a unanimous points decision. So that's where I'm going. Yep. Devin Haney, UD. I don't see it. Does Devin Haney get dropped in the fight? That would be interesting. It's a possibility. It'd have to be he didn't see the shot. But the way Brian Norman Jr. fights, I don't know. Devin would have to make a lot of mistakes for Brian Norman Jr. to capitalise like that. Not saying that he can't, not saying that he won't, but there's possibilities versus probabilities, and it's probably not going to happen. But if I see Devin literally losing shape and form when he does get tapped up, then I'll know that his punch resistance is liftable. That's something that I wanna look out for, to be honest, because the Ramirez fight told us nada. The Ramirez fight told us that you didn't want to get tapped up at all. So I want to see if the Ryan Garcia fight has taken anything out of your punch resistance. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see. And if I see him, like I said, losing shape form, then I know his punch resistance is it's compromised. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I thought I'd bring it from me to you, from you to me, you to me. Yeah. Ew, dares, Rodders. Ew, dares. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey, girl, it's LadyChann, rep none less. Come box with Shan. 𝐿 Will Brian Norman's soul stay in the building? And will Devin Haney's soul leave the building? Or will it just be a boring building? 𝐿